everybody, and welcome back to Planners and Wine. My name is Meg.
And I am Myra. Welcome back to yet another week. We back
Yes,
early.
and happy Black History Month. I'm happy that
Oh,
we're
yes.
able to be back early in time
Yeah.
for, Black History Month because obviously we celebrate that regardless of what the government says. But,
Who?
more on that later.
I know people are upset
Mm-mm,
that it's not on the White House, but I don't want them motherfuckers celebrating it anyway.
They don't. They definitely. No, no. It
So,
takes. Yeah, but we'll talk about it. We got a
yeah.
lot to talk about. Thankfully, the longest month in history has come to an end. I mean, January just kept going. How was your January, Myra? Let's just do a little January recap.
I really wanted this session to be like kind of positive, but if we talking about January, there's no way it's gonna be positive. So I'm
You know
sorry. We'll
what?
try
Never
again next
mind.
month.
We'll.
But it's been a rocky road. I feel like it started out okay,
Yeah.
and then we got to literally the 20th, and everything kind of went downhill. My
I
mom got
know.
sick. I got
Yeah.
sick. Um, what else happened?
We had the TikTok fake out ban,
Fake out ban.
the inauguration that we're not gonna talk
That one.
about.
These horrible crashes.
Mhm.
Um,
It's a
I don't know.
lot.
It's just it's been, and it was 2 weeks.
Yeah. You know what? We can't even be mad at the entirety of January because you're right. It was really those last two
Mm-hmm.
weeks that have been especially brutal. Literally the longest 11 days of my life from the 20th to the 31st. My God.
Yeah. Just every day it was
Mhm.
something. And it was like not even just something, it was like five of somethings
Yeah. Yeah.
every
Literally.
single day.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was really crazy. But we're in a new month now, February, the best month of the year. Yes, I'm a little biased because yours truly's birthday is coming up. Super excited about that. And hoping some things can some tides can turn because we cannot have more of January. It's not good for our mental health. Truly, it's really not.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we were trying to prepare because we knew that it was about to be a clown show coming
For
up.
sure.
And it just, I don't know, it's just no way to prepare for
Mm-mm.
the craziness. And I feel like they kind of want so much stuff to be happening. So it's so
Yeah.
many different directions to look at so that you can't really pay attention to like the important crazy shit that they're doing because there's
Mm-hmm.
50 other things. We didn't even talk about that Kennedy. That happened too, these hearings. So it's
The
just
hearings
so,
have been
yeah.
so painful. Honestly, I think his family should file like a class action lawsuit against him to have him legally change his name. Like, I don't think he deserves to have the Kennedy last name anymore. Like, he done cut up too bad, and all those. I mean, especially when we there's such a huge conversation about you know merit based hiring and DEI and stuff, and then you see these absolute fools who have been, put in these positions or nominated for these positions. I mean, not to mention the absolute fool at the top who definitely has never been qualified. So it's a lot. It's a
Hmm.
lot going on. It's a lot going on. But we're here. We're gonna talk about all that a little bit later. But overall, I'm just happy for it to be a new month. I really, really am.
Yeah, turning the page. I feel like as far as like goals and stuff kind of got a little rocky there. The second half of January.
Mm-hmm.
So getting into this new month allows for the page to turn and try to get back on track with everything, but we'll see.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see. All right, y'all. So we are back. And before we get into the episode, we have to talk about what is going on with our friends over at Plum Paper. They are celebrating their 15-year anniversary with a very special anniversary sale.
Yes, and it looks like they are offering a 20% off to celebrate 15 years, which is a huge milestone for them. So
Yes.
perfect timing again. The beauty of Plum Paper is that you can start whenever and they're pretty quick.
Mhm.
So if you want to
Mhm.
order one to start in March, you definitely have it in your hands to begin your planning journey in March and get it at a discounted price.
Yep, absolutely. And if you use our affiliate link that will be in our show notes or in the
Mhm.
bio, if you're over on Instagram, you will get 30% off total whatever your order is. So definitely go
Mhm.
ahead and do that. Plum Paper is also launching new daily and weekly planner layouts, new disc punch covers, new custom icon stickers, and a lot of other newness. So make sure y'all go check that out.
Yes, so much good things. I feel like they're always adding stuff to the roster, so you
Mm-hmm.
can always come back and find something that's new and fresh to customize. Like I really enjoy like their custom notepads. I did one with Ashton because we're working on sight words. So I
Mm-hmm.
have his name on it and
Mm-hmm.
like it's like a row where the date and then I can put like the sight words that we worked on for the day
Nice.
just to kind of hit,
I
kids like
love
they name on
that.
stuff too, like we do.
Yes,
So
yes. And that is one of my favorite things about getting plum paper stuff because I love having M's or my name on everything.
mhm.
The sale will be going on from February the 10th until the 14th. Like I said, it's 20% off site wide or a 30% off site wide discount if you use the link in our bio. Make sure you let them know that Planners and Wine sent you. All right. So
Perfect.
we can go ahead and get into the episode. I felt so bad last week because so much happened that we didn't even touch on. So it's good that we're podcasting back to back for
Mhm.
once because
It's been a
it was
while.
it's
We
been
used
a
to
while.
do this
hmm
every
I
week,
don't
y'all.
I don't know how.
Mm-mm. Ain't
I
no
don't know
way.
how. Mm-mm. Nope. But obviously, okay. So first thing I wanted to do quickly before we get into everything is just a quick shout out to our friends over at Archer and Olive. They are doing their annual Black History Month celebration, and I always appreciate working with Archer and Olive because they understand how important it is to uplift and celebrate marginalized communities 365, not even just in their special
Mhm.
months, but all year around. So shout out to them. Make sure y'all are following Archer and Olive on socials so you can see all the amazing Black creators that they are going to be highlighting this month. And you might see a few familiar faces. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So, yeah.
Yes, I love that Archer and Olive does this. And like you said, they do it 365. They not
Mm-hmm.
pulling out on no DEI over there.
Girl. You know what? We going to get there. We going to get there. But first, we gotta talk about the queen. She knew when to release his info. She knew we was recording today. She knew we was gonna be extra hyped and excited.
Mhm.
And we have to talk about the fact that she has officially announced that there will be a Cowboy Carter tour. We have literally no details, no dates, no cities, nothing at the time of this recording.
Oh, she
But
changed
we
her profile pic on Instagram.
Oh, to the is it the picture with the blonde?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Oh,
That's
she
all we
always
got.
doing something. That's
Literally,
all we
that's all we
got. That's
got.
all we got. But you know what? I definitely had my doubts about whether or not this is going to be a tour because honestly, I'm just trying to lower my expectations in general. I don't like getting my hopes up anymore. So I was like, you know what? If she does a tour, I'll be pleasantly surprised. And if she doesn't, I won't be disappointed because I wasn't expecting that no way. So now I get to be pleasantly surprised and super freaking pumped because I love Cowboy Carter and this is going to be such a fun tour. I really think she's going to be highlighting some of the country artists that were on her album during this tour. I would be very, very shocked if like Shabuzi and Post Malone and all the ladies if they were not included in this tour in some type of way. I feel like that halftime performance on Christmas was like a little bit of a hint to
Mhm.
what we're gonna get on this tour and more Blue Ivy, which period. Let's go Blue. Let's go.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking because she do not play about her kids. I'm
Mm-hmm.
really thinking that most of the dates are gonna run through the summer. Because
Mm-hmm.
Blue got to learn. She got to be in school,
For sure.
and she's showing us that she's going to continue to be a part of her mommy concert. So we know
Yes.
that B is going to make sure she works around uh,
Mm-hmm.
all things that Blue has to do as a student and all that good
For
stuff too. But
sure. For sure. And you know what? One thing I do want to say, as so I'm sure probably by the time this episode comes out, we might have dates or at least know like when the tickets are gonna go on sale. I just want to let everybody know, but specifically anybody who's been talking shit about Beyonce over the past couple years, I don't need to
that one
see y'all
person
there.
that DM us, don't be in the queue.
Don't be in the
We ain't forgot.
queue. Like literally, we have not forgot. I have all y'all's handles memorized.
In our burn
So
book.
right in my
Our
burn
letters of
book.
our burn
In the
book.
plans of my burn book. Don't come. You felt so strongly. That's fine. You're free to feel however you want to feel. So leave it to the actual beehive. Because yeah, don't bring the negativity into mama's house. We don't have time for that. So just wanted to say that. Can't wait to see the rest of the
You
beehive.
know, those hating ass haters that has been,
Mhm.
oh, this isn't it. I don't like it. They're gonna be the first ones in the queue,
The first one's in the
messing
queue.
it up for the rest of us.
The
Get out
first.
the way. You
Exactly. And
didn't
you know
like
what?
it.
Need to be divisive, but I'm gonna go there. Okay, this might even extend to a little piece of the beehive because I've been seeing. I don't know if you saw like over the past few months, people have like their rankings of Beyonce albums. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I will say this: it's okay if you prefer some of her earlier music. That is fine. That's your freedom to do that. But if you think that her earlier music is better than her more recent music, if you literally think it's better, you don't have to come because she's not even gonna be doing most of those songs. Leave it to
Yeah.
us who appreciate Renaissance and Cowboy Carter and Lemonade and self-titled and four, and the gift. Leave it to us who appreciate those albums, okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm done being divisive.
Yeah, I mean it's a Cowboy Carter concert. I think people get confused. Like it's not an Eras tour. Not to
It's
like
not.
compare the two, but I are we gonna get some songs? I'm sure, from
Sure,
other albums,
sure.
but just like Renaissance was overall majority of that album, like
80% Renaissance was
yeah, don't
Renaissance.
think you're coming in for
Mm-hmm.
just a Beyonce concert to get her hits and
Yeah.
why she ain't play Single Ladies? This ain't it. This ain't the
Girl.
concert.
Okay, this is not it. So really, we doing y'all a favor by letting y'all know that you're gonna
Yeah, a lot of people
you're
had that
gonna be disappointed.
disappointment during the Renaissance tour too.
I don't get
Is
that because here's the thing, especially like if you make it a point to go see Beyonce most of the time when she goes on tour, you get to hear that current album if you go on time. I'm sorry you waited
Mhm.
10 years to try to see her on tour and she not doing them songs no more. That sounds like a personal problem.
Going to the Renaissance tour to try to hear Single Ladies is crazy
It's
work.
crazy work. I mean, we only got Diva because of Blue Ivy. We
She
might
ain't
not
even
even
want to
get
keep that
Diva.
one in there.
We might not get Diva on this tour. We might not. But you know
Mm-mm.
what? As much as I love Diva, I could live with that because I got it at the Rennie tour and the tour before that. Okay, so I'm just saying. I'm
Yeah.
just saying. So yeah, I'm super excited. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be
I'm glad my
so
Delulu held on to this
amazing.
being a concert.
I love that for you.
I
You
know.
did. You was like, no, it's gonna be a concert, and I was like, no, I don't know.
The
I do
little
not.
logical
I
side
don't
of
want
me was
to.
like, maybe not. But I
It
needed
felt
it
too
to
good to
be.
be true. It felt too good to be true. But yes, exactly. We need this. We need
Yeah.
this for sure.
Yeah. I know a lot of my faves are on tour this year, so that's really, really cool.
I love it. I
I
love
know.
it.
I
It's gonna
love
be great.
black people making money.
Period. Period. Okay, and so we are recording this also on the day of the 2025 Grammys, where Beyonce is nominated for, I think, 11. She's nominated for a lot of awards. She's nominated for a lot of
Mhm.
awards. She's already the most Grammy nominated artist in history. And she is up for Album of the Year yet again, the only thing. I think that might be the only one in the main of like the main big categories that she has not won, which is
Mm-hmm.
actually crazy because she's such an album artist and her albums are always so amazing, especially the last few. So do we think the Grammys is going to do right by Beyonce and give her the album of the year, or do you think they're gonna play in her face yet again? What's our prediction?
Um, the girls really like Charlie. Charlie's up against her.
Yeah.
Um,
Billie Eilish. It's
Billie
a
Eilish.
stacked category.
Yeah. So
Chappell
I don't think they're gonna
Roan,
get it right, which
Taylor.
is crazy because, like you said, Beyonce is an album artist.
Yeah.
And there's very
Mm-hmm.
few. I mean, high key, them people that's up on there are not really album artists
Mm-hmm.
as much
Mm-hmm.
as she is for sure. So, I have no trust. I'm gonna be honest.
You don't.
Which is great. Like
Yeah.
this, if you continue to not give her album of the year, but yet she's the most awarded and most nominated, it kind of
It makes no sense.
dwindles the weight of a Grammy.
1000%.
Like,
I mean, I feel like if you are in the Black community and or a Black artist just in general, you already kind of side eye the Grammys because they have played at so many Black artists' face before. I mean, the fact that
mhm.
a Black woman hasn't won Album of the Year since Lauryn Hill in like 97, 98, something like that, is actually a crime.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a crime against humanity.
Yeah.
So you already kind of got to look at it with a kind of a side eye. I definitely think she's going to win in some of these country categories, which is hilarious. And I love that for the CMAs. They're gonna look so freaking stupid. You know what? I'm gonna let my Delulu win out for once. I'm gonna let my Delulu win out. I'm feeling on the high because of the Cowboy Carter Tour announcement, and I'm gonna say that she's going to win album of the year. And that's not to say that all these other albums aren't really good. Some of them I have listened to, and they are really, really good. I just think it's well past due that Beyonce wins it. And I mean, Cowboy Carter is just so much deeper than music, you know.
Yeah, this one would mean a lot, honestly, for her to
Mm-hmm.
win. Not only because, like you said, it's well overdue, but just um the research and the
Yeah.
uplifting of other artists, like so much Black culture that's put into this album. It just would mean a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But
And you know what? That's not to say that other artists who are nominated didn't work really hard on their albums too.
no, it
Just
is.
for me, Myra, I can't. Myra, I can't deal with you. You're not gonna play with Chapel Roan like that.
I forgot Chapel was on there. So I mean, it's stacked.
It's stacked. It's
Yeah.
very stacked. However, the cultural impact, at least from my perspective, I can't speak from every perspective, but at least from my perspective, the cultural impact is not there for the other albums, as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong or don't. Keep your DMC yourself. But I
mean,
just
I can
don't
see
see the cultural
Chapel as
impact.
far as cultural.
You think?
I mean, it still ain't close, but I can see
That's the
argument for
thing.
it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not even on the level as far as
Yeah.
like cultural impact. Like obviously these other albums are fantastic, but is the cultural impact there? And I only personally see it with Cowboy Carter. So I feel like, that, like I said, especially since she's just way past due for it. Because she really should have won for Lemonade. Like, let's just be very, very clear. Even Adele said on stage, "This is Beyonce's Grammy." Like that's, come on, Grammys, and they still ain't got it right. So yeah,
Adele was right.
Mm-hmm.
Adele was right.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're gonna see. But
this is one of those moments too, like what Adele was saying. Like Lemonade was very much so like how it made, like she mentioned, how it made her feel, how it made her Black friends feel.
The cultural
I feel like Cowboy,
impact.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Cowboy Carter is giving that. So
Yep.
we'll definitely see. Do you think Beyonce will show up to her meet and greet tonight?
She's supposed to be there. I hope they put out like a seating chart or something. Yeah, of course, the other celebrities are gonna be lined up to get pictures with Beyonce. She is the celebrity.
Beyonce is the celebrity. Yeah, celebrity. So be so fucking
Literally.
for real. Stop playing in her face.
Stop playing with her. Stop playing with her. So yeah, I
Like the
do think
ratings go up when she is there. Y'all need her.
for sure. And you know what? And her being there let me know she gonna win something. She's going to win something. Beyonce don't leave her house. I don't think there's ever been a Grammys that she pulled up to where she was nominated and she just won and she just left with nothing. I just don't think that's even possible. So
Yeah.
she's going to win something. But it's just gotta, we gotta see what it is. Luckily, we know our fave doesn't need this validation whatsoever. We, as the Beehive, do not need this validation. And if she doesn't win it, then that just further shows how irrelevant the Grammys really is, especially to the Black community. Because, girl, what?
Yeah. They keep doing this. It's just going to keep devaluing the
Mm-hmm.
award, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. And for anybody who's like, well, Jay-Z saying on stage that she should win Album of the Year, they probably not gonna give it to her just because of that. They wasn't going to give it to her regardless of him saying that. Him saying that it has no bearing on whether or not she gets it. Let's be very clear. And if anybody wants to try to devalue her win, if she does win, just because of that, if all Jay-Z had to do was whine about it on stage, she probably could have won a long time ago. Like, that's clear. That has no bearing on it. Like, let's just be for real. She deserves to win, and she should win. Period.
High key, forgot about that. I think they were more upset that he was out of line because Blue definitely told him what to say when he walked up there, and he did not say
Did nobody ask for that? Did nobody
they know
ask
it's
for that?
right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
but we have an image to uphold here.
That narrative is just BS, and only haters are still bringing that narrative up to this day. So that will have no bearing on whether or not she wins. Girl, grasping. But yeah, good luck, Beyonce. They better give you your things, or else we riot. But anyway, Target. We gotta talk about Target. We got to talk about Target because this is one of those things that I believe had already occurred when we last podcasted, but it was just so much going on.
Yeah.
But we didn't get to talk about it. But Target, along with a lot of businesses, have been publicly announcing pulling back on their DEI efforts. And it sucks. It's shitty. Yeah.
Target hurt because I mean, I get I don't put too much trust in any business, but on the grand scheme of things, Target was one of the companies where I was like, okay, they're doing quote unquote right. I put it in quotes because it's still a company at the end of the day. They don't really care. All they care about is profits. But it seemed like the moves that they were making were doing the right thing. And then for them to like not only blindside their whole customer base, but blindside the DEI people that they have in the stores. And I including everybody, the Black ones, all the women, other minorities, like that completely blindsided them to where they had to like now make statements and try to figure out like what moves are they're going to make moving forward with their collaborations of their brands or products within Target shelves. That is insane.
Yeah, it is. It really, really is.
For what?
And because to be extremely clear, nobody is asking or telling them to do this.
No.
Okay. Obviously the Trump administration is very hostile to DEI, but they, as far as I've seen, they have put no pressure. I mean, I guess you could just say talking about it is just pressure in itself. But to be clear, these businesses are choosing to do this. They don't have to do this. They're just like there are some businesses like Costco, like Apple, that are choosing to not do this and being public about that. So it is absolutely a choice, and they should absolutely be held accountable for it. And I want to read the definition of DEI because there is a lot of willful ignorance surrounding DEI. So before I know, our listeners for the most part, y'all not on that shit, but I just wanted to be super clear about everything. So DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion, which we define as follows: diversity is the presence of differences in dimensions of human identity. Examples of DEI in the workplace include diverse recruitment processes, DEI training and mentorship programs, employee resource groups, financial wellness programs, diverse leadership initiatives, and policy evaluation to foster DEI in workplaces. Nowhere in that definition does it say hiring unqualified people over qualified people just for diversity's sake. That does not happen. I have had so many jobs in my life. I've never gotten a job just because I was black. Ever. Ever. What DEI does really when it comes to the hiring process is make sure that people or recruiters, whoever, are not letting their internal biases affect their hiring process and making sure they are actually seeking out the most qualified candidate regardless of their race, their veteran status or gender or whatever. They're trying to eliminate those inherent biases that all people possess to make sure that the most qualified people get these jobs. So I just want to be very clear about that because this whole DEI discussion is pissing me off bad.
Yeah, because it's just a synonym for black. But I love how you brought up gender and veteran status. Because typically the people who are pro-veteran are typically more on the conservative side. Like this is y'all too.
Yeah, and I mean disabilities as well.
Yep. Yeah, and high key, the most beneficial person under DEI is white women. So it's so infuriating that like this buzzword of DEI is like kind of like I'm finding it. It's a synonym for black. I was going to use another word, but it's a synonym for black for them.
And that's where we're getting to the find out stage because a lot of these people are finding out that things affect them. They didn't think it was going to affect him, but like I said, this attack on DEI affects way more than just black people and people of color. And it's they're getting to find that out now. And it's just BS. It's just DEI is the new woke. Woke is the new CRT. Like they just keep rebranding the same old racism that we have always dealt with in this country. And they're not slick, they're not smart, they're not bright. We see right through it. The whole purpose of DEI is to level the playing field, and they're trying to unlevel it. That's literally what it is.
Yeah. In short. It's so disheartening to see like women be against DEI. Like y'all,
girl. I mean,
y'all weird.
It's very weird. I think they're not that bright. They're not that bright, Myra. No. That's what it is. Like it's not clicking. And so, in particularly, like you mentioned, a lot of Black-owned and POC-owned businesses that distribute via Target and are present in Targets have been affected by this as well. And they all have been like, speaking out, kind of saying their piece, how they felt about it. Tabitha Brown in particular has really come to the forefront of this because she kind of came out, very early after the announcement, telling people this is, I'm trying to just summarize, but these are not her exact words verbatim, but basically saying, do what y'all got to do. I understand if y'all need to boycott. However, my products are in there and this will hurt me, a Black business, as well as other Black businesses as well. So I would love it if y'all still supported me and just not the rest of Target. And this has been received with, to say mixed reviews and responses is probably an understatement because the block has been hot, and I really hate that this has kind of turned into Tabitha getting more hate than even Target was getting,
which is crazy.
But I do understand people's point that sometimes, in order for things to change, people got to make sacrifices, and it's not just us who are having to make sacrifices. It's some of these business owners who are having to make sacrifices as well. So I think I don't think she meant it to be like this, but I think it just came off kind of tone deaf, and a little selfish. I don't think she was trying to be like that at all. But I think that's how it came off, and I think people have had a very visceral reaction to that, which I understand. But at the end of the day, my anger is towards Target and Target only. I'm not mad at Tabitha Brown, or any of these other business owners for whatever they decide to do. Some of them have been choosing to divest from Target and make steps to get their products out of Target. Some of them are not doing that, and I think that is well within their rights with whatever they want to do. But it's so divisive. I hate this situation. I hated it got us like turning against each other.
Yeah, another one of those like crazy things to kind of like deflect from everything
Yeah.
else that's going on. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I wish that with the tab thing, like I can get how people can take it as being selfish, but I
Mm-hmm.
feel like people are also forgetting that they were blindsided by this too.
Right. Right.
Like I don't and like what could she have done? Because honestly, if she didn't say anything, folks have been mad about that. She
Mm-hmm.
say something, people's gonna be mad about that. I think she tried to do her Tabitha Brown thing, like come to
Mm-hmm.
us and kind of like have this. And I'm saying auntie because she's okay with this term. She even
Okay.
called herself.
To be
Yeah,
clear, exactly.
kind of have this like auntie sit down, talk to us moment because
Mm-hmm.
that's what Tab does. So I can
Yeah.
see why she did it in that way, and I can also see how people felt it may be selfish, but also like on the big scheme of things, like
Mm-hmm.
Tab specifically, like her products. I mean, besides like the hair products, which is also an
Mm-hmm.
Ulta, so you can get it there if you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
shop Walmart or Target or whatever it's at. But most of her products is her brand. Like she's just
Mm-hmm.
slapping her face on stuff that Targets make, basically. So it's not
Mm.
like the Lip Bar where Lip Bar makes their makeup or whatever,
Right,
and they're
right.
putting it on the shelves. Like Target is making this stuff for Tab and
Also
slapping
her
her face
likeness.
on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, for her it is a little bit different, and she still got contracts. She said she still has another year, and it may be different for other Black brands too. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
I get the point of like sacrifices got to be made, but also like there is a lot with these businesses that I mean it's money, it's their livelihood,
Mm-hmm.
it's their brand in Tab's case. Like this is her face. So it's like they as a whole can't really make a rash decision and be like basically
Mm-hmm.
fuck Target, let's pull everything out of here
Mm-hmm.
because it's money. It sucks. It's a sucky situation. Like they're finding out with all of us. I'm sure Target didn't send them an email before
Mm-hmm.
and let them know. So it's like, and even if they did, like they didn't have time to figure things out. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just hate that the frustration and anger was towards all these black brands. Like even if you felt like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, that feel a little shady. I would just keep it to myself.
That's how I
Tweet it in a
feel.
group chat.
That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because we
Why
talked
even?
about it
Yeah.
super openly. And it's like, even
Yeah.
though I didn't love Tabitha's response, I still can give her grace and not send her hate. And like you
Yeah.
said, like they had to pretty hastily figure out how to respond to this because this was a shock to everybody. I mean, ideally in a perfect world, and I've seen this a lot with some other brands, they are deciding to divest from Target and slowly try to,
Mhm.
pull out of Target or whatever and pull back from Target. I love that. But again, if that's not how Tabitha wants to handle it, she can handle it however she wants to. And if people don't want to support her brand because of that, y'all are free to do that too.
Yeah.
That does not mean you have to send hate to her. Because to be clear, I absolutely am pulling back from Target, and not buying anything non-essential from there as much as I can help it. Because I feel like hell, it's so many of these companies pulling back on DEI. It's kind of impossible for us to be like, oh, we can never shop with any of these brands ever again because we
Right.
still need things to live and stuff. But you
Mhm.
can choose to not buy anything non-essential from them. Whether it's clothes or makeup or whatever counts as non-essential to you. And if you can find it at other places that are still upholding those values that are important to you, that's what I'm trying to do. Then do that. So, I wish all these Black brands the best, especially these PLC brands the best. I wish Tab the best, even though I can not buy anything if I can help it. Because she has her priorities and I have mine. Everybody got to figure out what's important to them. Her business being important to her makes total sense. Me not fucking with Target is very important to me. So I'm sure
Mhm.
she gets that. And so I get where she's coming from too.
Yeah. And to point, like all these different brands, black brands have different contracts too. Because
For
I know,
sure.
Happy Danny,
Yeah.
their contract was about to be up anyway. So it
Mm-hmm.
was kind of an easy decision to
Mm-hmm.
divest from Target. But, Ghetto Gastro may not have that. Tab may not have
Right.
that. Everybody has a different contract in different ways they have to
Mm-hmm.
move. So I just feel like it just has to be some kind of grace for these brands. And
Yeah.
the issue is Target.
The issue is Target. The fault is Target for putting us in this position and for putting them in this position. So, like I said, like choose who you want to shop with and where you want to shop. But don't. I don't know. I kind of feel like at the end of the day, just do what works best for you. What works best for you in your life is really hard to organize something like a boycott when we don't really have like any like for the most part we don't have any leaders kind of
Yeah.
leading the charge and telling us what to do, and then people got their own interests. I'm like, oh well, y'all can't do that because that's gonna hurt me, and it's really really complicated. So at the end of the day, do what works for you in your life, so that you can deal with the next 4 years the best way you can. I ain't gonna be mad at nobody still buying Tabitha seasoning or whatever. Um, but it's just it's tough. Target fucking sucks for this.
Yeah, and
They suck
honestly,
for
I feel
this.
like this is a part of the plan too. Because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer going to Target means these brands sales are going to go down, like kind of what Tab was saying. So then they could be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, it's not because
Mm-hmm.
this is a black woman or a black company or whatever. It's
Mm-hmm.
because the sales are low." But you know
Mm-hmm.
why the sales are low.
Yeah.
So, but
Exactly. It's a
yeah,
self-fulfilling prophecy,
yeah,
honestly. And
yeah,
at the end of the day, I feel like 'cause as much as I hate that, I've kind of just taken the I guess the stance that that ain't my responsibility. I can't solve all the world problems. You know what I'm saying? I can only do what works for me, and what works for me is pulling back from Target with any non-essential spending. That's what I'm choosing to do, but I don't fault anybody for choosing to do anything differently. And I certainly don't fault these brands for how they deal with a very shitty position that Target put them in when they did not have to.
yeah, yeah.
That's it.
It's really fucked up all
It's fucked
around.
up. Yeah.
Um, High key, I'm holding back from any non-essential spending.
Just period.
Beyonce counts as
Yeah.
essential though.
Beyonce is absolutely
But
essential.
just in
Yeah.
general, because it's just
Yeah.
it's just crazy.
It's
It's
crazy.
already just crazy, and we're gonna have to
Mm-hmm.
keep some coins close because it's about to get
100%.
crazier.
I mean, 2025 is really trying to help me with my no spins, my low spins. Truly.
I mean,
So
Target doing this definitely gonna help reach the goals.
ain't that
Cause
some
you
shit?
can't even go into Target without spending like
That's
$100, honestly. So
mm-hmm.
I mean,
I know. I know.
yeah,
It sucks. It
yeah,
sucks. I think my advice to everybody is do your best to still support a lot of your favorite brands, especially brands owned by Black people and people of color, as much as you can outside of these establishments that are choosing to do this. A lot of these brands are available in Ulta and either through their direct selling through their own website. I think Tabitha, she got like a TV show or something like that. Like there are other ways to support besides just buying product also. So I think people should look into that as well, because you can still support just in different ways. So yeah.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Um, Work out and find what's best for you.
exactly. Oh, Target, we were rooting for you. We were rooting for you. Another story that came out, I believe it is a Pride parade in Minnesota. I don't know if it might be the Twin Cities Pride. I'm not as sure of the details, but Target has been a major sponsor of them. I believe it's because their headquarters is in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And they told Target to take their 50K and shove it where the sun don't shine. And that they would no longer accept their sponsorship. And I was so proud of them for that, because then they turned right back around, and through grassroots fundraising, people who knew about this, they were able to raise even more than what Target was sponsoring for their Pride Parade. So I love that.
Target's kind of wild for this. Now I'm like, because I'm
Wow.
just now realizing their headquarters is out there, and that's
Mm-hmm.
where George Floyd incident happened.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, hindsight is always 2020. Is
Mm-hmm.
that why you went so fucking hard?
Mm.
Because the stuff was happening, quote unquote, your backyard. Oh, I mean, we know it's a little bit of
We
performatism and all this stuff.
we totally
We
knew,
knew the
but
black girl
this,
bump was gonna be temporary, but
yeah, this just totally solidifies that this was all fake as fuck, and y'all were
yeah.
just waiting on your moment to where it wasn't cool anymore to be
Mm-hmm.
woke or whatever you want to call it, to do what you actually really want to do, and we won't forget. We won't forget. So
I mean, the tide's gonna turn, so it'd
they
be interesting
always
how they
do.
gonna try to come back from this, because
They
mm,
always do. Because they
mm,
will. Because they
they will
will.
try.
They
They will
will.
definitely try.
And to be clear, it's definitely not just Target. I just don't even have the bandwidth to be naming all these companies that's playing with us like this. But it's not hard to find them. It's
For
not
sure,
hard to
yeah.
find them. Oh, okay. So we do have the new season of Love is Blind coming up. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that season premieres at the end of February. I can't remember the exact
I thought
dates.
it was Valentine's Day.
Is it Valentine's Day?
I feel
Girl,
like it was
don't give me a
Valentine's Day, or
mind.
maybe I could be mixing. I'll check in the background.
Yeah, you
Fact
check, but yeah,
checker.
period. Because we do fact check over here, unlike some of these social media platforms. But anyway, the new season of Love is Fine, season 8 is coming out, and we already have some behind the scenes drama happening. They kind of lead a little bit into spoiler territory, but I literally don't know any names, so it's really not spoilers because we don't know nobody's name anyway.
Yeah. So it
But
is
yeah,
airing on the 14th,
okay, good
episodes
to know.
1 through 6.
Okay. Oh, damn. The half the season? Oh,
Pretty
that's
much,
crazy.
yeah.
That's
That is crazy.
crazy. I'm excited to watch another season. I just have extremely low expectations, as anybody should, watching these dating reality shows, especially Love is Blind, after the absolute farce that was Tyler and Ashley. Yeah, what do you think, Myra? Do you have high expectations for this upcoming season?
I'm hoping so. Honestly, I typically enjoy the season that is in the top half of the year better than
Mm,
the bottom half of the year. So I'm
okay.
having some hopes, but from the spoilers that we've been seeing, what is going on in Minneapolis?
Oh damn! Now we still in Minneapolis. Another Minnesota topic. I ain't even
Yep.
realized. Y'all doing too much.
Y'all
Y'all
doing too
doing too
much.
much. Yeah. Okay. So some of the off-camera drama that's coming out. So about a few months ago, I believe, when people in the area in Minnesota started figuring out that Love is Blind was shooting in their city, people talk, people have friends, whatever. They find out who's going to be on the
Hmm.
cast. This one girl, she put out this TikTok video talking about one of the guys that she heard about being casted, basically kind of talking shit about him, talking about just what a trash guy he is. And I think this was her attempt to get him kicked off of the cast.
Mm,
Not work, because he not only made it into the cast, but allegedly, according to the drama news, he ends up getting engaged to somebody and
mm,
being on the main cast for the majority of the show or whatever. And so once the trailer came out, or the cast list was officially released, like within the last like month or two, she came out with this other video where she was like damn near hysterical, talking about how upset she was that he had got casted and the producers didn't drop him, that other women have told her stuff about him. And my question to her is, why would you even expect the producers to drop somebody from the cast purely off the strength of you having a negative dating like a situation with him? Like, outside of him doing something like illegal
mm-hmm.
to you, I just don't see why they would care, and they clearly didn't. But I wouldn't expect them to. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want just the cream of the crop, best men on earth to be on this show. That's not entertaining, at least from their perspective. You know
It's
what I'm
not. I mean,
saying?
we're always gonna have some trash, assholey. I
All the
mean,
time.
men and women, honestly, because I
Oh,
mean that's
one.
what makes the drama.
And
Like,
it's a
it will be a
reality
boring
TV
show.
show.
Yeah, it will be a
Yeah.
boring show if it was
Yeah.
all straight laced people.
Mm-hmm.
I,
I don't get it. Like I said, that's
Yeah, I
why I
don't
was
get
like,
that either.
is she not telling us something? Because I could totally understand if it was a situation where like sexual assault or
Yeah.
harassment or something like that was involved, and that's why she was like really pushing to not have him on show, whether it had been her who experienced that or a friend or a friend of a friend, somebody that they knew. But from what I've heard, I haven't heard anything like that about him. I've just heard that he's a really shitty guy, which that come a dime a dozen on these shows. I don't get
Honestly,
it.
it's expected at this point.
It's literally expected. Like they are the rule. They are not the exception at this point. So yeah, I don't get it. I don't get why she expected them to kick him off and why she's so angry at them for not doing it. Like I said, because I hadn't heard about anything illegal that he's done.
Yeah.
So
My biggest thing is that they always have these baddies on here. The women be bad. And it's fives for the men's at best.
Yeah, the
That's the
men be
true
rough.
crime.
The men, I know.
Like, come on.
The men are rough. The men are not only rough a lot of the time, but extremely unserious half of the
Yeah, and
time.
think that they
And
teens.
they think they the prize.
They think they the prize.
Yep. Yep.
They think they cuter than them.
They do.
What
They
Kendra
do.
say?
Yeah.
They really be out here thinking they cuter than the women.
That's
Like,
how Clay acted with AD. That's exactly his energy.
Yeah.
That's exactly his energy.
And that's the true crime.
Yeah.
But that was wild. I don't know why she would think that. I
know. And apparently
somebody was hurt and she wanted her revenge, which I get. We all
big
been
hurt. Big hurt. But remember who you're mad at. You're mad at him. The producers ain't got nothing to do with whatever he did to you. Like, stop projecting. Like, they probably heard all this stuff that you and these other women were saying and was like, sign him up. Sound like
make sure he makes it. Make sure he gets engaged.
Sure he made it. Exactly. Her doing that made sure he made it. Exactly. So apparently some of this drama does come into the storyline on the show. Allegedly, this is why his fiance ends up dumping him at the altar because of the stuff she hears about him. No, we have no idea if any of this is verified. We're only gonna find out through watching it.
Right.
But this is, like I said, I don't even know which man this is. So it's gonna be interesting to see it play out this show. Oh my gosh.
Well, we gonna see. We gonna see. We wish them all the best. Hopefully we get 2 successful couples.
Girl,
it's
that
been
would be
one
a miracle.
For the past,
That would be a miracle if we got 2 successful couples. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But this is gonna be an exciting season. So let's see how it definitely has me intrigued. So we shall see.
We'll see how it go.
Yep. Another reality TV show that we are obsessed with right now, The Traitors. Myra, did you get to catch up on The Traitors?
I did, but can we talk about Kylie on this Love is Blind cast? Have you seen the cast photos? Okay, real quick. Let me share this real quick.
Okay.
Let's share with the class.
Okay.
Oh
my gosh.
Was gagged. Hold on. Like I don't know what is going on with this.
Oh my gosh.
What is going on with this? Also, why does everybody has this nose?
I've seen this picture. This outfit is like a half jacket.
Yeah, I don't know
what's like that. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
The pants are cute. It's the top. But okay,
the top is very odd. I don't know.
But still a baddie.
Yeah.
And then the men.
Myra, we can't do this right now. We cannot go through this whole
Okay, we're not going to go through all of it. Just to prove the point. Still a baddie, though. I don't understand the top choice, but she's still cute.
Yeah, the top is just very weird. It's like, is it cold outside or hot? Like, what are we doing?
Okay.
Somebody get Law Rose on the phone.
Please.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, he would not have that. But yes, I did get to watch the trailer.
Spoiler alert, just so y'all know, we're going to be talking about the Traitors. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers up to episode, I believe 6, Come back after the next break.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is your spoiler warning. I'm sick. I'm sick. I'm sad. I'm disgusted. Why? Why? Like, how does Boston Rob have a cult following on the show? Not outside of the show. I know there's some Survivor stands who love him down. I'm talking about in the house. How has
Yeah,
he
it makes no
already
sense.
formed a cult?
And he came in last.
And my
It
thing
doesn't
is,
make any sense.
Wes spelled it out at the round table that y'all kicked him out, created a monster, and Alan brought him back in as a traitor. Like the fact that he was able to pinpoint Bob the drag queen the way that he was, there was no they voted out West because they didn't like him. They weren't used to his
That's it.
bravado. That's
Yeah.
his persona. That's always been his persona on the challenge. That's just who he is. They voted out West because they did not like him because there was just no evidence against West, and there was so much evidence against Boston Rob. I know Derek was sitting there about to pull his damn hair out.
Yeah, Derek was.
He was so
he
fucking
was
over
about
it.
to cuss everybody out.
He was because everybody out.
Yeah, y'all literally was like, "Oh, you said you're gonna come after me, so I'm gonna vote for you." This is a cast full of bitches. I'm sorry, and I hate that Bob was on this one because these hoes do not want to play.
They don't want to play for real. And then I hated that Brittany had the audacity to go to Derek afterwards, talking about why weren't you honest with me when I asked you about Boston Rob? And he was like, I peeped that you was one of his men. So why would I be honest about me coming after him? That made perfect sense.
Perfect sense.
Is.
And you a traitor too.
Girl. He about to
she was gagged.
Oh, that was so funny. And then he telling other people he think it's Brittany and Rob. Because then, if they're right about Rob and they get him out, Brittany is absolutely next. They're gonna be like, "Oh, we was right about him, so we were right about you too." Like, why you so like telling Dylan not to vote for Rob right in front of everybody was crazy.
Yeah, at the table was wild,
crazy work. That was so bold for nothing.
You're doing traitor work.
Traitor behavior. Traitor behavior. If not traitor, why traitor shades? Like, what you doing, Brittany? That was so ridiculous.
Heike, all she had to do was just sit there and be cute.
I was so mad. Oh my, I hated to see Wes go out like that. That just pissed me off so. And then, okay, I get Carolyn and why she's so upset at Danielle because Danielle has fucked this up royally. But Carolyn, you also don't trust Rob, and you had a chance to vote him out. You knew nobody else was voting for Danielle. You just threw your vote away. If she had voted out Rob, it would have been a tie vote. It would have been a tie vote. And I don't know. I can't remember what happens at that point. I think they vote again for only those two people at some point, if I'm not mistaken. But I was like, Carolyn, worry about Danielle later. Please, for the love of God. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, it can't be like, it's not personal. Like, this is very personal right now.
Was like extremely. And to be fair to Danielle, once they were in the turret the night before and they decided to leave each other alone, Danielle did leave her alone. It's just bad luck that Brittany went to her with Carolyn with that information a whole day later. After they had already talked. That's
the thing that didn't make sense to me, because I'm like, you do understand that you already know she's talked to people. That of course that maybe some of this information was prior to. That don't mean it happened after y'all had.
She could have asked, but you know what? To be fair to Carolyn, back again. Let's say me and you have an argument about something, and we like, okay, we squash, we cool, let's move on. And then you find out something else I did that you didn't know about before, you might be mad all over again. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense.
Oh, I will. Yeah, exactly. It does.
It makes
sense.
But
you kind of have to think logical.
She was not thinking logically. Nobody was voting for Danielle. That was just for no reason. It was such a waste of time that Danielle didn't even vote for Carolyn. She was let me just get Rob out.
Yeah, Rob was more of a threat to you than Danielle at that point.
I know. Because clearly, if people are coming to you, Carolyn, telling you that Danielle's throwing your name out, that means they're not coming after you. That means they're trying to
they don't believe it. Yeah.
You're good. Girl, that was totally emotional. That was 100% emotional, Carolyn. Like, stop it. Stop it right now. Stop it. Justice for
I
West.
really like Wes.
Justice for Bob Harper.
I know.
Justice for Nikki. We done lost so
All
many
the
good
Bobs.
people. on the podcast I listened to that talks about the Traitors. The host was like, Rob is coming after everybody with his name.
Literally. Literally. And it's y'all are really ignoring, like, he's literally putting his thing on the table.
Yeah.
He's legit coming after people who he knows is gonna come after him. Like, just think about it for a second.
Just think, literally.
Y'all are so scared he's gonna come after you that y'all not even looking at, oh, this is our chance to get him out of here.
It's like, literally, when somebody says his name, they're gone. Is that not the most? But here's the thing, because I'm worried for Danielle right now. I think the only thing that she has working for her is that I do think that Boston Rob is smart enough to know that if I lead the charge against another traitor and they go home and people find out that this person is a traitor, it's a wrap for me. There's no way he can catch two fucking traitors. There's no way, because they never.
He'll have to have someone else do it for him.
Have to, because there's no way they could have caught Bob the drag queen if not for what Rob did. They would not have caught Bob the drag queen at that point, at least, because nobody was really listening to Dylan. And here's the thing, I think he's going to get hung up on the fact that even if he tries to get somebody else to do it for him, nobody has the sway and the pull that he does.
Only other person was Wes, and he's gone.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. He has to be involved. So, yeah. So, hopefully, I mean, I just don't want to know. They left it in such a crazy moment where Danielle and Carolyn are in the turret, like, okay, I'm going to come after you. Well, I'm going to come after you. And Rob is like,
but you started it, ho. You literally started it.
With the match.
You started it. It wasn't even necessary for him to even do that at that point.
I know. I really wanted Danielle to be truly honest with them and just say, hey, when you came after Bob the way you did with no warning to us, you freaked me out. And I was thinking because you and Carolyn were survivors together that y'all were going to team up and get me out. This literally, when I knew I couldn't get him out, so I just tried to get Carolyn out because I didn't know what else to do. Like, I really wanted her to be super honest with them about where this all came from, because this is so ridiculous. Like, y'all got to figure it out. Like, y'all can't keep just going after each other. Like, you're going to lose. You're going to lose.
Bob H, though.
He was so cute.
He was so cute.
He was so freaking cute. And Wes didn't really get a chance to work. He did not. And I think he was worried because when him and Derek talked about it before, he was very hesitant to go after Rob because he's smart. He is very smart. And, you know, it literally happened because, I mean, Wes did kind of bury himself a little bit in that conversation, threatening them. That definitely did not help.
I was like, you say that?
He said, oh, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
it's a wrap.
Sorry.
You know,
but I love his little exit speech though, because fuck y'all, weak ass.
No, literally.
That's the only part he left out. Like, all of y'all are weak. I'm sorry, y'all are weak. It's all right there.
It's right there. And you know what? Somebody had to take on TikTok where they were like, I guess they sick of the gamers. You know, the gamers are like the Survivor, Big Brother type people, and they want all people from like Housewives, Shaw's of Sunset, like all the Bravo shows that aren't competition based. Exactly. Like, because these people don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, they would have multiple Tom Sandoval's in the house.
He's so all over the place.
Girl, he is. They just don't even listen. They were just like, okay, let's move on. Because he just be
saying anything. Yeah.
He just say anything. He just don't know what the hell is going on. People said he in the house detoxing because of how he's sweating and eating everything. Who knows what is going on with Tom Sandoval?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. He was smashing plates after plates.
He got some stuff going on. For sure. But yeah, I wouldn't want a house with all of them. I do think it would be very cutthroat if it was just nothing but gamers in the house, but it might not be as entertaining and as much drama. So I think it's a good mix having people from multiple types of shows in the house. I really, really
Yeah,
do.
I agree. I feel like they do
Hmm.
need more than one drag race person. Like, why
They
are we
should
only getting
not.
one every season?
They shouldn't
But
have one person from any show. They should have multiple
that's
people from
true.
every show.
Yeah. But see, allegedly,
Mm-hmm.
although not alleged because she did say it, Trixie was asked to be on this season. But
What?
Trixie turned it down or had a scheduling conflict or whatever. So there was going to be more than one drag race
Oh,
person on there.
dang.
That would have been fun.
That would have been
But
fun.
I think they need to make sure that happens in the
I agree.
future.
I agree because
Because
like it's not fair for so many people had to seemingly have built-in allies, even though the people who are on the same shows are not working together. Like Derek and Brittany were both on Big Brother, and you see what's going down between them. Same thing with Danielle. Like I don't know why Danielle didn't loop Derek into wanting to get Rob out. That was a big, communication failure with them two.
this is the most chaotic cast.
It's wild.
This cast is chaotic. It's funny because I was like, I
It's
don't know
wild.
anybody on this cast, but it's pure chaos.
They crazy.
Good
They
casting.
all are no,
Because
plus A plus
nobody knows what's going
producers.
on.
Oh my gosh. The person who is getting on my nerves really bad, who I really want to be out of there soon, is the girl Chriselle. She was the one who was friends with Nikki, who ended up publicly voting Nikki out, which was really shady. And then she
Mhm.
was she's just very like easily manipulated, I think. And she just don't know what she's talking about just as much as Tom Sandoval don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I
And I'm
was like, why
tired of
did y'all
her.
use that against her? Because she definitely was like pleading the case for Rob, and y'all could have easily been like, but you was wrong about Nikki, so shut the
Okay.
fuck up. Like,
Oh,
what are
girl.
you? You don't know what
Loud
you're
and
talking
wrong.
about.
Loud and wrong about Nikki. Your friend. Your
Your friend.
friend. Girl. So yeah, she been aggravating me real bad.
So are you team
Yeah.
Traitors or
Is
what's the
there a
other one
team
now?
Traitors to root for at this
True.
point? They are imploding. I am team whoever gets Boston Rob out. Whether it's a traitor or a faithful.
Faithful. Yeah, I couldn't think of her second.
Yeah, I'm enjoying
Honestly,
him,
I don't
but I
want a
hate
Faithful
seeing
to
his
win
control. Yeah, no, yeah.
because they're just
Even if it means
weird.
Boston Rob, you rather Boston Rob win than a traitor. I mean, than a faithful.
Manipulated them.
True. I just can't. It's hard for me to see the rest of the season being this fun if Boston Rob somehow skates and wins to the end. Because I'm like, y'all, is right there. Like it's so I like unless he does something to really get rid of all the suspicion on him. I'm gonna be really frustrated every week with them not catch on, especially if it means my other faves are going home because of him. Like Wes, I'm sad about Wes. I'm sad.
Wes, Bob hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Wes hurt because
Mm-hmm.
Wes was about to, Bob is just
Mm.
chaotic, which we love.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Wes was like strategic about it, and they
I was
really
not
went.
expecting that.
No, and it was only because they didn't like him.
Yeah. They didn't like him, and they did not want to get rid of Rob. They liked Rob. That's literally what it came down to. Because I don't believe they really trust. A lot of them really trust him. Like if they trust him, it's crazy. Like even I believe Tom Sandoval voted out Rob, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, if Tom got him clocked, the rest of y'all don't have no excuse. The rest of y'all don't have no
Y'all, they're
excuse.
going off of vibes and feelings, like Nikki said.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
you talking about her demeanor shift. She's just a quiet person.
I know. I know. They really screwed them over putting them in those coffins. I did not think that was going to have the reverberations that it did.
Yeah.
Carolyn, in hindsight, Carolyn was very smart because they tried to put her in the coffin, saying nobody would expect a traitor to put himself in the coffin. And she was like, I ain't going in there. And it's so good that she didn't, because
they would been
them
on her
two,
ass.
yeah, they don't have suspicion ever since then. And now I was actually kind of surprised that Sierra's name didn't come up in this last episode, since they were wrong about Nikki. They were so convinced that it was one or the other. But I guess have they let go of that now? It's gonna be hilarious.
I think they just got sidetracked with everything else that was going on.
Yeah. It's gonna be very funny if they get Sierra out and it was like, oh, so none of the coffin people were traitors, and we spent weeks on this for like
Hecky, I wanted to happen. Sorry, Sierra, sweet girl. But I'm just like, because y'all just, when people are just ignoring the obvious, I'm just like, I want you to lose then.
I know.
Because you're just ignoring the obvious. How can somebody be so sure that someone else is a traitor?
Exactly.
Just think about it.
So what do we think the traitor, who is going to be the next kill by the traitors? My spidey senses are telling me, girl, so many fucking people. I think it's either gonna be Derek, because he is so on to Boston Rob, and even though it's painfully obvious, Boston Rob got to know that he working with a bunch of idiots at this point.
At this point, it don't even matter.
And even Derek was like, watch, he's gonna kill me, and then he's gonna be like, see, I wouldn't have killed him, that would be too obvious. That's what the traitors are trying to do. They're trying to frame me. That's literally what could exactly happen. Or they could kill Brittany, because everybody know Brittany and Derek is beefing, and maybe that looks a little weird for Derek. I don't know. I think if one of Rob's disciples don't get murdered, it's gonna look weird for Rob, you know. So I don't know.
Maybe Dylan?
You think ooh, maybe. But here's the thing. I think because obviously Rob is making decisions at this point.
Clearly.
I think he's so loyal to Rob. I think Rob would not want to kill him. Unless he were to turn on Rob. I just think he's just so loyal to him that he won't want to kill anybody that's loyal to him. You know? It's crazy. It's crazy. The way Dylan was on Bob the Drag Queen, it's crazy to me that Rob is such a blind spot for him. I don't know if it's just white men trust the white men. Yeah, that's like you was eating
the most.
Now you totally got a blind spot for Rob, even though it's even more obvious with him than it was with Bob. And you're not suspicious of him in the least.
Racism with a double shot of homophobia on that one. I don't care.
Oh, well,
because it don't make no sense.
It makes sense.
Because I mean, he has legit becomes Rob Minion at this point.
These are the unconscious biases that we were talking about. That was the reason that, or conscious biases that DEI was created. Okay, with Dylan. He seems like a good guy, so I'm gonna say it's his unconscious bias, but you never know. Just saying, it's weird. It's weird that he's not even suspicious of Rob. So we'll see. Him and Derek talked at the end of the last episode, and Derek talked to him about why he's so suspicious of Rob. So if he run back and tell Rob that, oh my God,
he will.
Oh my God.
Oh, I just want them all to win. I mean, lose. Just get Dylan out.
Yeah.
Revenge. Justice for Bob. Justice for Bob too.
Yeah, Dylan can't win. Don't let Dylan win. Do not let Boston Rob win, even though he is doing. I think that's the thing. I can't give Boston Rob too much credit, because even though he is playing extremely well, these people are idiots. He should not be doing good.
Yeah.
So I'm like, do I give you credit when you're playing with this caliber of people who are
playing
so
on easy mode? You know, yeah.
But he is also making smart moves and decisions at the same time. But he is a little reckless. So that's why I won't be surprised if he kills Derek, because he just don't care. He's just playing balls to the wall.
I could see it go either way.
Girl, if he get rid of Derek,
it's on easy mode.
If he gets rid of Derek, go ahead and write him a check. Go ahead and write him.
Yeah, because who else is gonna catch him? I
It's
can't even say
frustrating.
Danielle at this point.
Girl,
She
Danielle,
gotta chill.
girl, she got the fact that they brought
Her
up
at
her fake
breakfast every
crying.
time.
You know these people. You don't even know these people and you
You don't know her.
crying.
Why are you
It
crying?
is nobody that you're close to. And then, yeah, Danielle looking mad sus because then you putting this attention on Carolyn with no evidence and no reason to be telling everybody and their mama about, like, she just not doing a good job. And I hate that.
Mm-mm.
I hate that. She doing too much.
Yeah. This season is pure chaos.
It's wild. It's
I have no
wild.
clue who's going to win. Do they have reunions on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Oh,
So we'll get a
we'll
reunion, but
see.
I'm excited to see what else happens, and we'll keep y'all posted. If y'all are watching, it's not too late. Go ahead and get Peacock, binge up to these episodes, and watch it with us.
Yeah, it's worth the $7-8.
I agree. I totally
Mm-hmm.
agree. All right, y'all. So we are back, and man, it's so crazy how things that happen in the planner community tie into just the world at large, and
Mm-hmm.
vice versa. And we definitely have to talk about the potential, not even potential, the pretty much guaranteed effect that tariffs are going to have on the stationery community. Shout out to Erica over at the sticker party. She put a message in her Facebook group as a Canadian based shop,
Mm-hmm.
just talking about tariffs. And so Myra is going to read a little bit of that.
Yes, a little bit, because it is a long message. And I encourage you, if you're over in her Facebook group, to kind of get the full picture there.
Or
But
join if you're not in there.
oh yeah. Join. In short, it looks like as of February 4th, Canadian packages entering the US will be taxed 25%. A cost to you, the buyer, in case anybody
It's
had any
confused about
issue about what a tariff
tariffs.
is. Thank you for adding that. Um, the goal is to persuade you to stop purchasing from Canadian businesses and buy American instead. She states that she'll be super transparent here in the realm of sticker and stationery. There's no shortage of talented American businesses to shop from. Given that, I'm quite frankly worried that she'll be losing her American-based customers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she also states that she also strives to offer unique products that you can't find anywhere else, which I agree she does.
Mm-hmm.
And she fears that that won't be enough to justify the 25% bill on top of it, which is just kind of heartbreaking because we stand a sticker party with a little bias over here, but
Mm-hmm.
like she states, she does offer something that is different, that is unique, that is quick,
Mm-hmm.
that is, something that you can't find anywhere else. But I get her on feeling the fear of her uniqueness may not be enough for people to be willing to spend an extra 25% on that because of these tariffs. So in short, she goes on to say that she's trying to work out some things to kind of make what's going to be best for her customers as well as for her business, and just to bear with her in the coming months, weeks and months of these changes. But it's a scary time. It's a really scary time for these businesses. We love our Canadian businesses. We love their uniqueness and what they bring to this community. And it just goes to show, like you said, to begin this, the real world affects this planner community. And we've been screaming this since the start of the show. As much
Mm-hmm.
as some people want it to just be rainbows and unicorns, like, we shop outside of this country all the time with our
Mm-hmm.
Canadian shops, Hobonichi's in Japan. We shop outside of it, and now we're gonna have this extra expense.
Mm-hmm.
And really, and it's not even just like shopping outside. We kind of talked to this during our break, but some of these shops that outsource, a lot of these shops outsource and get things across seas, which I'm not blaming them for, but that's going to be a cost that's going to be passed down to us ultimately. The people who have to get this
Yeah.
stuff manufactured across seas are going to have to pay this extra cost, and it's going to be trickled down to us as the consumer.
Yeah, that I mean, yeah, when I first heard her statement, my immediate reaction was that there just is no American equivalent to the sticker party. And
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of these shops, there is just no American equivalent. And like you said, like even if you do shop with only American based companies, they are not only shopping with American based manufacturers, they are shopping with
Right.
manufacturers from all over the world too. So you still get that effect. And this isn't like, a Target where the bottom line is going to be affected in the most minimal way possible. Like these are real world consequences for small business owners who are just trying to figure out how to keep their business afloat while also being considerate to their customers and not wanting to just fully pass that cost completely onto their customers because they know that's a burden to their customers and they know that
Mm-hmm.
that's going to affect their business as well. It's just a lose situation. I still want to try to support shops like the Sticker Party and the Coffee Monsters Co. and these other shops
Mm-hmm.
as much as humanly possible. But we can only do so much
Right.
too. And I just don't see the point. I'm like, everybody has been asking online, like, are we great again yet? Because it's definitely not feeling like it.
Yeah.
I just don't think that this is the way. And, like, this is the reason why this man has had so many bankruptcies. Like, one, he's never been a good businessman. He still isn't. And two, a country is just not a business and should not be ran as such because business
Mm-hmm.
gives very little consideration, if any consideration, to the little guy. And I don't personally think that that's how any country should be run, to where the people at the bottom get the least amount of consideration. And that's what happens in business. So
Yeah.
it just sucks all around. And I'm so glad you brought up the point that while the girls try to act like the planner community is some escape from the real world, it's fucking not. And this is a
Mm-mm.
great example of this. And especially if you're somebody who voted for this, I hope you feel it. I hope you feel
Yeah.
it.
It sucks that I got to be in the same boat with your ass, but yeah, I do
I know.
hope you feel
We
it.
all sinking. We all
Yeah,
sinking
we're all
together.
sinking together. It sucks because like when it comes to stationery, I mean, you only can reach a certain price point to where you like to what Erica is saying in this post, like
Mm-hmm.
it becomes not worth it anymore. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you can only spend so much on stickers, you
Right.
know? And obviously there is already like kind of a not a markup, but it's a little bit more expensive as far as like shipping or whatever
Mm-hmm.
when you shop outside of the country. But to add on an extra price on that to where maybe a sticker sheet is like $3 and now we're
Mm-hmm.
looking at 6, 7, possibly
That
$10,
adds
you
up.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks because you can only go up so much for
Mm-hmm.
something like a sticker sheet, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. And honestly, like this is just a time where, like, as American citizens, like we are facing a lot of financial uncertainty as well. Because I'm just like, you know, I was, we had said at the beginning of the show that like, oh, this is a great time to do a no spend or a low spend since these companies want to act out and not care about diversity and inclusion and things like that. And it's just like, but then it's like there are these shops that I care about, like the Sticker Party, that cares about me as a human being and not just as a customer. And I want to
Mm-hmm.
support them. But like you said, like personally, I can't afford to regularly pay $10, $15 per sticker sheet or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So you still have to try to figure out what works for you in your household as well. But it's
Mm-hmm.
just a position that none of us on this side of the aisle want to be in, and the people on the other side of the aisle, they think they want to be in it, and I think they're in for a very, very, very rude awakening. Like this is the find out phase, like where you see all the real world comes, because we're seeing like with these tariffs on Canadian products and Mexican products and things like that. Like this goes to like food and
Mm-hmm.
produce and so many of the things that like some people might think of a sticker sheet or whatever is frivolous. We're talking about food and groceries also being affected by this, not
Right.
frivolous, essential spending by anybody's definition of
Mm-hmm.
essential spending. You know what I mean? And it's like, for what? Like, are we getting cheaper taxes? No. Like, are these American companies able to produce exact replicas of all this stuff that we get from other countries overnight? Absolutely not. Like, even if you want to try to argue that long term is going to be the best for everybody, what about right the fuck now?
Yeah.
Explain that to
That's such a
somebody who's struggling to feed their kids now. That, in a couple years it's going to be better for all of us. What if I'm trying to feed my children now?
the people that are saying that are trying to feed their children now.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's it's so frustrating because it did not have to be this way.
Mm-mm.
It did not have to be this way.
Mm-mm.
I and these are like Mexico and Canada, these are our neighbors. And for this administration to be like basically fuck them
Mm-hmm. No, literally.
when they help us.
Literally. Mm-hmm. Allies.
We're the traitor.
Yep. And you know what? I've seen, like, because obviously other countries are talking about what to do in response to this, because they're obviously not going to just do nothing.
Hmm.
They're going to, levy their own tariffs against American companies. So it's like the argument that you're trying to help American companies in the long run, but is going to hurt American companies in the short term, probably in the long term too. But I can only speak for right now as well, because they're going to have consumers from other countries that aren't going to participate and not going to buy stuff from them. I mean, I've already seen Canada saying that they're not going to buy alcohol and other things from red states in particular. It's just going to be a lot of finding out, and it really, really sucks. And with that, I really hope they put their attention to the swing states. But it's fine. We all read at this point. Like,
The
do what
country is
y'all gotta
red.
do. I can't even be mad at y'all. I can't even be mad at y'all because they're just needlessly doing this. And it's like, I knew that it was gonna be hell with this administration. I didn't know we was gonna be like full steam ahead into it with just zero hesitation, zero guardrails. Like, it's hard, and it really, really sucks. And shout out to the sticker party for having so much transparency. I hope other shops follow suit and are transparent with their customers like that as well.
Yeah, it's just a wild time.
Mm-hmm.
It's so frustrating because it was just so unnecessary.
I know. And yet it still is. And then the girls got the audacity to be begging Kamala to come save
Girl,
them. Leave Kamala alone. She done
sometimes
she
I just want to
she done got
karate
her
chop people in the throat.
literally. Kamala is resting and getting her groove back and wearing hoops. Y'all did not vote for Kamala like you were supposed to. Y'all did not get y'all neighbors and y'all friends and y'all family members to vote for Kamala the way y'all were supposed to. Kamala is not an elected official at this point. She does not work for the American government. Leave that lady alone.
She's a civilian. And it's ironic how much they wanted to humble her, and y'all stay trying to humble black women,
Mm-hmm.
but come to black women when y'all need help.
Isn't that crazy how that works?
That's wild.
It's really crazy how that works, because not only is she a private citizen, but she's a private citizen who is already on the maniac president's shit list, and anything she does would just further aggravate that. I'm not saying that has anything to do with why she hasn't stepped into all this. I don't think she owes us that. I don't think she's scared of him in the slightest, but he is a very vindictive, evil person, and y'all trying to have her on the front lines for what? You get on the front line.
Your time to have her help us was at that poll and getting people to vote.
Because she told us. She told us. We all told y'all. Yeah. And one last thing. This is something we talked about on that break too. For anybody who was both sides in this election, like it didn't matter who won, I would really love to know how y'all are feeling right now. Because unless you're just completely delusional, you can't still think that that's the case. Because literally, all the bad shit that's happening right now would not be happening if she would have won. Literally, we wouldn't even be talking about this. We would be talking about tariffs on stationery. You know what I'm saying?
How
Like,
crazy is that? You
it's
know?
crazy. It's batshit crazy. It's batshit crazy. So I want you to think. I want y'all to think of that, especially if you voted for him. When your favorite shop ceases to exist because of shit like this, I want you to think about what you did, because elections have consequences. So
Them Hobonichi's gonna be crazy high on jet pens, y'all.
have they levied a tariff against Japan yet? Maybe they won't. Not me trying to be Delulu. Anything can happen. Anything can happen at this point. Like, yeah,
That's crazy.
it sucks. It really, really sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all. Hate to end this episode on a low note. Oh yeah, well let's bring it back up. My birthday is in a few days, so feel free to wish me happy birthday on the 8th. I'm so excited about it. Definitely feeling very blessed to reach another year. And yeah, happy February, happy Black History Month, and happy birthday in advance to me. Yeah,
I love it. What are
I
you
love
planning
it.
on doing?
Actually, I wanted to go to a stationery place in Nashville, so it might be a good time to do that. But yeah, we're gonna go have a nice fancy dinner in the city, so
Oh, yay.
that'll be really nice. Going to one of my favorite restaurants. Definitely gonna do a little shopping. Go to Ulta. I'm getting my hair done this week, thank the Lord, and I'm going to get a facial on Friday. So yeah, February needs to just be all about self care for all of us. Take care of yourselves the best you can. Take care of people close to you as best you can. And if you got a Trump supporter in your life, just block them for your mental. Don't argue with them. Just block them. Yeah.
Why they still here though? But I don't.
Girl, baby steps. Baby steps. Okay.
Look, I ain't got to worry about none of that. So
I don't worry about that
I
either.
don't know the struggle. So
Yikes. But yeah, y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening. If y'all haven't already, check out our Patreon. Our Discord community is so lit, and it is so nice to have a safe space during these trying times. Our only rule is do not be an asshole, which encompasses MAGA. So just to be clear, that includes them. So do not join if you're MAGA. But everybody else, we would love to have you. And yeah. What say you, Myra? Anything?
Yeah, we not bipartisan. Patreon.
What is that?
Unfortunately, that bipartisan is far long gone. We respect everybody over here.
Yeah.
So don't come with that. But yeah, we do have a good time, and I really enjoy the
Mhm.
Discord. Looking forward to more of like our lives and stuff on Discord. So that's always fun. We kind of hang out and chit chat there. But yeah, y'all. Thank y'all much for listening, watching, share, and all that good stuff.
Yes. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Bye, y'all.